with Dunkin' Donuts to try to raise more money, and we're going to talk more about that right now. First of all, thank you for coming. Thanks for being here. Good to see you again. Yeah. Dr. Liang, a pleasure. A pleasure. All right, well, let's not assume anything. Why don't we just talk about, first of all, but even before we get into the partnership with Dunkin' Donuts, why heart health is so near and dear to you?
Well, I lost my mom, and it was a very difficult thing, and after bypass surgery, and thought, everything's going to be back. Went back the next day and had an aneurysm, and I lost my mom and I lost my dad of a heart attack when I was 15 years old, 6 kids left, and so for us it's very special. My young brother is a cardiologist, and so we're the kind of family that I think all of us feel that if something, we can help. And as I got into UConn and other places, I realized that my voice had a little more say because of the great kids I coached and the team I coached, and thus I used hopefully that mic to try to help others.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
So how did you get teamed up with Dunkin' Donuts now for the second year?
Well, we've been looking around with Dr. Liang and myself and kind of partners over the last 10 years now, and he's been an incredible partner for all of us and done so many things for the hospital. And we were looking for other avenues in which we could raise money for heart awareness, for heart health, for the cardiology center, particularly for research. We're really into research now, and under Dr. Liang's leadership, we're heading in the right direction. Dunkin' Donuts has been a great partner for us. Last year was fun. It was March goodness, and we hope for a lot of goodness during March.
You raised a lot of money. How much was raised last year?
Last year we raised $50,000 in a little over a week period of time. It's unbelievable. We want more this year, though. Because you're like a good coach, you want another win.
You always want another win. Yeah. Now, what I find very fascinating, Dr. Liang, is that we talk about fundraisers all the time, but in this case, you can tell us very specifically where that money has gone and where it will go this year.
Yeah. First of all, tons of gratitude to Coach Calhoun and Pat Calhoun for their continued support, and appreciate Dunkin' Donuts fundraising for us. So we took that funding and started a new project looking at white blood cells, which you think about white blood cells in the body are fighting infection. We now know white blood cells have something to do with recovery after a heart attack or stroke. So, we are looking into certain population of the white blood cells that might be important in healing after the heart attack and stroke. So the heart will become stronger and the disability from stroke will become less. And so we're honing into that new direction. Research sometimes is by serendipity, but we now have some clues. So we want to use this funding to leverage external funding we're going to get from state and federal sources to look at a new cure, a new treatment for stroke and heart attack, people who have had it.
Just quickly, Tim, the more we raise, the more we can get additional research money. And so as we build this fund up, we're going to have more folks giving us additional monies from other agencies to help research. And it's a win-win for everybody.
So yeah, even a dollar that gets contributed, you say it could turn into $2, $3.
Exactly right. And that's what Dr. Liang and the leadership group are doing.
So just to give you a magnitude of the extramural funding we get for the whole UConn Health, $105 million last year.
$105 million.
Yeah. So this kind of what we call pilot money is very, very helpful.
That's fantastic. Before we run out of time, I want to make sure we tell people how they can contribute.
Just go to a Dunkin' Donuts in the greater Hartford area and order anything you'd like, and we in turn make that contribution for heart goodness and to do the best things that we can do. Name on a tag, and we're going to give you some.
You get a 99-cent coupon
for something from Dunkin' Donuts. It's a great thing. As I said, we fill you up with Dunkin' Donuts, and conversely, you help fill our hearts up with goodness.
And that's going to go on until the 15th of March, so there's still plenty of time to participate. But it's also a little serendipitous that you're working with Dunkin' Donuts because they're known for coffee as much as anything. Dr. Liang, just the other day, I think I did a story about how there's coronary artery calcium in coffee drinkers who have about 3 to 5 cups a day. It may actually help your heart.
That's right. That was a large study, but it was mostly not in America. It was in
Korea, right?
South Korea, and the calcium deposit on the wall of the blood vessel is less. But I wanted to caution, caffeine is a stimulant. We now know it works on the proteins in the brain, but also works on the protein in the heart and in the blood vessels. So in some cases it's good, in some cases it may be bad. So you got to, I think, like everything else, take it with moderation. You know, 2 or 3 cups, probably just fine.
Well, I think they found that even over 5 cups a day wound up raising that calcium level.
That's right.
That's why he's a doctor, though.
He knows.
Not you and I.
But it's good to hear. here because that's not, granted, there's correlation, not causation there, but it's not the first time we've heard stories that coffee could help at least open small blood vessels and has some sort of positive benefit for cardiac health.
In the brain, for example, caffeine can ameliorate the symptoms of Parkinsonism. And in the kidney, it's a mild water pill, so it can cause dehydration. So, it depends on which parts of the body you're dealing with, the effect of caffeine.
In moderation, you're talking about
in
guys already
moderation.
had 3 cups.
That's right.
And wake up at 1:30.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Your visibility is still raising like hundreds of millions. Well, actually, how many millions total? I always ask you this every year. Do you know?
Well, I think between the two, I think between our walk ride and our gala and now the Dunkin' Donuts, it's in excess of $10 million. $10 million. Or more, yeah.
It's incredible.
That's as much of a legacy as 3 national championships.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Tim.
coming
Appreciate
on.
it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr. Lamb.
Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're not done talking basketball. In the time it takes to just make a couple of quick layups, you could fill out your March Madness bracket. Granted, it's not out yet, but if you've ever wondered why the teams get seeded where they are, why UConn always seems to go out to Phoenix and then win national championships, we've got some insights for you coming up. This is going to be really interesting, so stick around for that. And remember, if you have a tip that you'd like our investigative team to check out, just email them at investigators@foxct.com. They will be happy to help.
The last man on Earth has arrived.
Now this is a party, huh?
And so has the last woman.
What do you need that gun out for?
Don't you mean out for what